Hello, welcome to the debut of In the Studio with Bryant Thompson. This is Bryant, producer, songwriter, musician, and engineer, inviting you to join me on a musical journey. This series takes you behind the scenes of recording sessions with many world-class musicians and gets into Q&As on a personal as well as a professional level. I hope you enjoy the video. Leave your comments below and be sure to subscribe and click for notifications. Thanks for watching.
Yep, I am married 20 plus years. Yes, I do. I have a total of 4. No, not at this time. Most of them, they're either into sports, electronics, stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Music is in them, but I just decided I didn't want to force it on them since, just because I'm a musician,
Exactly.
you gotta play. I want them to kind of do what they feel drawn to. Sleep. Man, it's like the older I get, the more I appreciate rest.
Yes.
You know how it is as a musician.
Oh, yeah.
I'm either learning music for church every week or on tour or a session. And so it's like sometimes I just want to just turn my brain off. I said a couple weeks ago, I wish I could just go on vacation somewhere and I don't even want nobody to ask me what I want to eat. Just bring it. I don't want to think. I don't want to, So, but yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Basketball and football. When I was growing up, the Cowboys used to be like my favorite. And then basketball, right now it's Golden State. But I don't necessarily have a team, man. I love the sport. I'm not like some of these guys, they can tell you the records, the names, and I'm not that deep into it, But I just love the sports. And, they're so inconsistent. It's just like when you think, oh my God, okay, they get ready to have a winning season, and then that Matt Ryan just makes you wonder why is he getting paid. But hey, like I said, I enjoy the sport. I think my favorite movie would be Scarface. Man, that's cool. I love action movies anyway, action thrillers, that type of thing. So, when I do watch TV, I might catch CNN or something like that just to see what's going on in our world. Of course, ESPN. I might catch a movie every now and then. I just got caught up on Netflix. People have been talking about Netflix, and so I recently did the trial version of it. And I only did it because I wanted to check out the story on Carlton Pearson.
Oh,
yeah. Come Sunday, so it almost got me addicted. It's like Netflix is kind of hot. But I really don't have time like that just to watch TV, man. Of course, soul food. Ain't nothing like some good old fried chicken, collard greens, macaroni and cheese, and my mom makes the best banana pudding and peach cobbler, and so soul food. And then I love one of my favorite restaurants is P.F. Chang's. I love PF Chang's. And so just any good food, man. I'm like you. I done tried the dieting and working out, and it's just woo. So yeah, oh yeah. I'm originally from St. Louis.
Okay.
St. Louis, Missouri. I moved to Atlanta in '91. My story is not like most people move here to do music. I moved here, I went to school for computer operations and finished school, and my original plan was to go back to St. Louis. I just, needed a change of scenery. My dad was like, you gotta get out of here. So I moved here, went to school, and fell in love with the city. I actually met my wife like 6 months after I moved here, and got introduced to the music scene. And I called my dad. I was like, man, I think I'm staying. Load the truck up, bring all my things, and the rest is history. I've been here ever since. Very traditional. Yeah, it was small, very traditional. Very church heavy oriented in terms of, of course St. Louis, has its blues histories, and you have a lot of great jazz players that come out of St. Louis. I wasn't familiar with that until I moved, funny enough, because I was just always in the church. My mom and dad, my mom was a choir president and missionary evangelist. Dad was a preacher, still is a preacher. And so my musical surroundings were mainly just church. So I didn't learn a lot about the music scene in St. Louis, funny enough, till after I moved. People ask me where I'm from, and they'd be like, so-and-so from St. Louis. It'd be some well-known artist, and I'd be like, no, I didn't know that. So, I was somewhat sheltered. So if any parents out there listening, don't shelter your children. Give them a rich variety of music history. It's important. It's important. My mom was a music major when she was in school, piano music major. So, and actually, on my mom's side, that's where a lot of our musical talents come from. We have singers and musicians, organ, piano players, drummers. It's just a gumbo of talent on my mom's side. So I think that's where a lot of it, comes from. Yes, my brother, he still lives in St. Louis. He's a drummer and producer, sings a little bit as well. My two sisters, they both sing. So yeah, it's all in our blood. Started, almost like most of us, we, as kids, my mom, it takes my mom to tell this story about her, me pulling out her pots and pans, and no matter how often she would spank me, I would still go back and pull them out and, make up a drum set. And so, man, I was like 4 or 5 years old when that happened. Man. And I think professionally, I can say that probably started around 95, it's 94, 95. Once I got introduced to the music scene in Atlanta and just started developing that part of it. Still in corporate America. I did pretty good working in corporate America. I was management for a rental car company at one point, and every now and then when we have our slow music moments, I think about going back, but every time I decide to update my resume, somebody call me to do something else, I get this guy way of saying no, just chill out.
Oh, okay.
But I would probably still be in corporate America if I wasn't doing music. I would say, man, a Bentley. Red.
Okay, cool.
Just so happen to have a red set. Okay. Red.
Cool.
Anything by the Hawkins, anything that Quincy Jones produced, Prince. I like the old school stuff, man. Just Earth, Wind and Fire records, and I even like some of the like Luther Vandross records because I always enjoyed him and Anita Baker. I always enjoyed their background singers and just that whole just real singing, man. Just so records like that, just can't go wrong.
The snare moved on me. Hold on, let me readjust this because it's leaning. Yes, sir. So right after I hit that one. Currently, I am using D-drum, drum set, Zildjian cymbals. I've always used Zildjian cymbals since I've started playing. A lot of guys talk about me. They be like, man, you should switch up. But they just work for me. Zildjian just works for me right now. And just that. I am endorsed by Evans Diodario Company, Evans Heads, and also a stick company named Diamond Star out of Nashville, Tennessee. So those are all my preferences right now. In my personal studio, I'm recording in the Pro Tools. I also have the M-Audio Profile 2626. I'm running like 16 tracks of that. All types of mics, Sennheiser, Shure, Samson. So I have a mixture of things that I use for the studio, my personal studio anyway. I would say the biggest thing is if you get the music ahead of time, definitely study the music. There's an old saying, what is it? Time is money, money is time. And so you don't ever want to abuse or take advantage of the time of the producer, the engineer, the artist. So the first thing is always just try to study that music so that you can come in, ready to work. Ooh, I'll probably have to start like this year back because man, I've been at this for a while. I'm currently working with Mandisa. I've worked with Ann Nesby, LaShawn Pace, Latrice Pace. I've done recordings for Donnie McClurkin. Oh my God, T.D. Jakes, done Tyler Perry stage plays. So it's a lot. I can't even remember. Sometimes I had to go back and look at my resume just to kind of remember myself. But man, I'm grateful. I thank God. I would say, that was my first introduction to producing. I figured I'd practice on myself. I produced that record. I mixed that record. I did like some minor mastering as well. So I just, at that time I had more time than money. And so I just took my time, and that's how I learned even how to engineer in the studio, because that was the first project I practiced on myself. So yeah, that's how I got started. Touring. First of all, touring, I enjoy touring. It is really, really fun, especially if you are part of a good camp, which I am with Mandisa. She's a great artist herself. Her management is incredible. They're very caring about us as employees and staff, and so that makes it great. We travel well. We have the opportunity to, with it being a Christian artist, you're able to share your gifts to so many people. It's a large platform that she has, and so it's a blessing to be able to engage and share our gifts with people on the road like that. Those are the pros. The cons, they're not really that bad. It's just, after a while when you're touring, you miss your family. Oh, yeah. You miss your bed, your own pillow. The hotels and, the tour buses are fine. They're good for a moment. You miss the home-cooked meals. Sometimes I get, I have certain relationships and gigs that I do locally that I simply enjoy. Just the relationship with some of the people that I play with. So you miss that sometimes. And so it's not a whole lot of, like I said, if you're in a good situation, it's not a whole lot of cons, but it's things like that I miss sometimes. But hey, you gotta work. Yes, I just recently produced Latrice Pace. She has a new single that is dropping on June 25th. Entitled Shadow. It's the single of a live recording that she recorded back in March of 2017. So we're releasing the single this year. We're super excited about that. Okay. She has done an excellent job in writing and preparing for this project. So can't wait for that to drop. I have actually been working on a couple of new songs. They're in the vault. I need to go back and revisit them. I get, you know yourself, it's just as a producer and engineer, you get caught up in everybody else's work, your workload. And I just have to go ahead and make time to focus just on that. So, but I am working on some new music. I'm also working on a book, my first book, that I'm looking to release in January of 2019.
Oh man, that's awesome.
So, it's going to be about my life, my career. I turned 50 in January. So I decided to write a book and just kind of share my experiences over these past 50 years, being in the church, family, career changes, my transition from St. Louis to Atlanta, and just how I got into this business. Because a lot of times people see what we do and they just see the glamour of it. But a lot of times they don't really know what it took to get to where we are. And I've had to shed some tears. I've had to deal with no. I've had to deal with disappointments, as well as, victories and triumphs. So I want to share all of that in my books. The advice I would give is study all genres of music. Listen to all genres of music. It helps with your vocabulary, your musical vocabulary, and develop a good practice habit. Because in this business, you're constantly learning new music.
Right.
You're constantly learning music, arrangements, and also develop a good work ethic in terms of being on time, being dependable, and just having a great personality. I've learned over the years, God has opened certain doors for me because of my personality. Not so much my gift.
Right.
Especially when you're thinking about being on tour, you're on a bus, like it's 10 of us on a bus, and so you got to think about you're living with 10 people every day, and different personalities, different walks of life, different cultures, and so you have to be able to adapt and get along. Even if you might not necessarily like somebody, but you have to be able to get along, because that translates over into the stage, when you're on stage. And so I would definitely work on being a people person, learning how to be versatile, flexible, because anything can happen when you're on the road, even in the studio. Anything can happen. So you just have to be flexible and just be prepared. Study.
Cool.
Feed yourself, educate yourself. So if you want more information about myself, you can follow me. I'm all over social media. My personal website is brianandrews.com. That's Brien with an E, Brien, Andrews.com. It's Brien Andrews on Instagram, Brien Andrews on Twitter, Brien Andrews Music on Facebook. So I haven't done Snapchat. I can't quite figure that out yet, so I haven't done that. But if you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or just BrianAndrews.com. Gotcha.